you've been to the channel before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. My name is Nikki and I am seriously introverted. Today is the mini pin haul that I told you about in the Bibbidi unboxing a couple weeks ago, or by the time this video goes up, I think it'll be about a couple weeks since that video, something around in there. I don't know time wise by the time this video goes up, but I promised you in that video this was coming. If you just stumbled across this video, then mini pin haul. Not a ton, just a few, like 6 or 8 pins, 6 pins. I didn't even know how many. Anyway, I've been collecting them, or kind of gathering them, for the last little while. Not like, well, it's been a long time, but it shouldn't have been a long time. Joys of the mail, right? So, not gonna babble on, we're gonna get right into it. I say I'm not gonna babble along, but there's a kind of a backstory with the first one. I'm gonna get this one done and over with. It's the only non-Disney one, and I'm kind of over this pin. So it's got kind of 2 ridiculous stories. First, longtime viewers of the channel may or may not remember, when I first started the channel, I had the Loot Crate Wizarding World of Harry Potter box. I was not impressed with it. I'm pretty sure I didn't really keep those feelings to myself. I started with the House Pride box, which was a phenomenal box. They still use that picture of that box to push that box because it's the only good box they ever came out with. Sad but true. They announced the next box, which I think was like Dark Arts, and had such big hype. They bombed that box, long story short, and all the other boxes, I guess. The only good thing that came out of the Dark Arts box was the first pin of their new pin line, or like new pin series, which were the Horcrux pins. I think that very first one was Tom Riddle's diary, and it was complete with a hole in the middle where the basilisk fang that was hanging on a chain would fit into. It was a good pin. It's the only good thing that came out of that box. Everything else was crap. It was like people who don't even know what the franchise involved created that box. Anyway, whatever. Moving on. I continued to get the boxes, even though I didn't want to, because I wanted to finish the Horcrux pin series. So, spoiler alert, there's 7 Horcruxes, if you don't follow Harry Potter. So, 6 months later, I'm down to the very last pin. I can finally open this last box, get this pin, and be done with this box. Cancel that subscription, be absolutely done with Loot Crate. I was completely over them. It was like a $55 box that I was essentially just wanting the pin out of. I opened the last, what should have been the last Horcrux pin, to find they started a new pin series instead of finishing their old one. So to say that I was upset was a little bit of an understatement. So I told myself I would do one more box, and if they didn't do that last Horcrux pin, I was cutting ties regardless. I cut ties regardless because that next box still didn't have the Horcrux pin, and I was pretty peeved. And I said I told myself I'd go to eBay and I'd get it eventually. Couldn't even bear to look at the pin, so we're talking, this is a year and a half, maybe even 2 years ago. I've been going through my pins, you know, weed out the ones that don't fit in the collection anymore, or you get such good pins that some of the pins just bring it down, you know, that kind of thing. Realized I was still missing that one pin. So I got the pin. Which brings to the next ridiculous story that comes with this pin. Here's the pin. So, comes in this nice card. Loot Crate is still, as far as I know, the only officially licensed Harry Potter subscription box. So this is a officially licensed pin. So it's got all the official licensing and all that good jazz on it. On the inside, there's my last pin. I'm done with this thing. So it does come with Godric Gryffindor sword. It does say Godric Gryffindor. I don't know if the camera is gonna pick it up or not. It is teeny tiny print. But it does say Godric Gryffindor down the blade. And then, of course, this is Nagini with getting her head stabbed with Godric Gryffindor's sword. So this comes out, it's attached to a chain, and then you can stick it right back in there. There is like a little hole that it'll go in. The pins are very well made. That's why it's one of the only good things that came out of this box. So the next ridiculous part of this is I bought this pin, I don't know, something like a month ago, a little over a month ago. And when it got shipped, joys of the US Postal Service. It should have got delivered on a certain day, and it would have had it gone to the correct place. It decided to take a side journey, or a side quest as I am now calling it, into a completely different state. It went all over that state. Most of you got enough packages, you know it goes to a certain facility, and then that facility, once it leaves, you know it's going to be here that next day. Instead of going to that facility, it traveled all over a different state, and then went to that facility, and then died there. It was there for 10 days. I had to go to my post office and ask if they could do something. They sent an email which pushed them to be like, hey, you've lost a package. It was still another couple days before the package moved. Our mail used to go through Topeka and then come to us, and now it goes to Kansas City. So for some reason it went from Kansas City to Topeka and then straight back to Kansas City. And then it died there again for several days, and then finally got delivered here. This thing has been all over the country and just wouldn't deliver to me. So I got it almost, it was like 3.5 weeks late. It was dang near a month late to be delivered. It's been ridiculous. So I'm now over this pin for a second time, but this is now my completer pin for the this is now the completer pin for the Horcrux line for Loot Crate. I'm done with it, so never again. It's gonna go on my board, and I am now finished. So there is Nagini with the Godric Gryffindor sword. Hallelujah, I'm done. I think I paid $20 on eBay for this, which I think in my discuss with Loot Crate, I was figuring it should only be like $7 to $10, and joke's on me, because 20 was the cheapest I found it. It was going for like $60 to $80. My discuss with Loot Crate meant that there was no way I was paying that. $20 apparently is a steal. Okay. The next two I got off of Shop Disney. One's an open edition and the other one is a limited edition. So I'll do the open edition first. So this one I thought was adorable. So it is Pluto birthday cake in celebration of Pluto's 90th birthday. And this one is an open edition. And it's got glitter in the frosting. It's super cute. It's gonna look adorable on my Pluto board. I was excited for this one. The next one is the limited edition. So I bought them both at the same time. They came separately for some reason, but I've heard lots of people having issues with Shop Disney, so that it is what it is. I was excited to see this one because Hercules pins are hard to find, and especially because of this. This is more of like from the series, like the Disney series that used to be on the Disney Channel. Him in like his, I'm gonna say not high school, but like teenage time frame. So this is a limited edition, him and his Discus, probably causing havoc because he's clumsy. So, and that one's really cool. It's a pin-on-pin feature, so it's got the 3D pin-on-pin. So it's a really nice looking pin. There's a lot of glitter, a lot of shiny. It's a nice looking pin. Okay, and then my last of my Disney official pins, and then I've got 2 fantasy pins. These, I probably died a little bit on the inside when I saw them and had to get them. I don't remember, I think the Pluto pin, this says $12.99 on the back, and I think the other one was $17, yeah, $17.99, and I would have paid actual amounts for those because I got them on Shop Disney. This I don't remember. I would have to see. I probably paid like 30 bucks for this, and I think I did it via eBay. The Midnight Masquerade series. This is a gorgeous series. This was the last one, 6 out of 6 in the series. They did all the villains. So Hades, I just really like how he looks there. And then they've got like the Masquerade masks in Pain and Panic. And I thought that was really well done. And then these are the other pins that were in the series. So these are limited edition, or like limited release. So they're not numbered or anything. You could only just get a few. They were just limited release. But they were, I don't know, just Hades looks just so cool in that. I just thought these pins were really well done. And I'm pretty positive, like these retailed at $29.99, and I want to say I probably even paid more than that. So I probably paid like 40 bucks for these, 45 with shipping. So worth it, because these are gorgeous pins and they'll go wonderful on my Hades board. Okay, so the last 2 pins are fantasy pins. I do really like fantasy pins. They fill the gaps in where Disney won't make the pins, or there's not, I can't say there's not demand for it, because there is, but for some reason Disney just doesn't make the pins. So I do really like fantasy pins. First one was kind of silly, but if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know that Prince Philip is my favorite. So this one is Pins by JP. This was his Gentleman series. So that's Prince Philip. I just thought it was a really nice pin. They pretty much have, the Gentleman series has pretty much every male in the Disney franchise shirtless. So I saw this one and was like, I must have this one. Yeah, I won't complain. So this is the Gentleman collection. Pins by JP. That's his Instagram down at the bottom there. I don't think, I'm not sure if these were numbered or not, or like if it was an LE of any kind. Look at the back real fast. No, it doesn't say. It just says the Gentleman collection. So not unhappy with this one whatsoever. This one I think was like, I want to say this one was 35 or 45, something like that. It's just got really nice, I mean, the background, it's roses, and if you're distracted by the shirtless Philip in the front, there's like roses and vine detail in the back, and nod to what he fights through to get to Maleficent's castle. So the detail in there is nice. Okay, I will say I feel like I saved the best for last. This is, I saw this pen and died. Like, just, I absolutely died. Probably my favorite pen in my entire collection now is this one now. Like, this is absolutely amazing. I love swords and shields, so this is a big thing for me. He just looks so, I don't know, regal maybe? It just, he looks so good. And then standing there with the shield like that, and then the symbol of the gods on the shield, it, good. I don't know. There are no words for this pin. Also, it's huge. It's actually way bigger than I anticipated it to be. It's just so pretty. It's so shiny. I can't find anything that I don't like about this pin. Go maybe some close up. Like, it is just such a pretty pen. So, I don't know. It's such a good pen. It's probably my absolute favorite. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this name. The art is by this person, but the pen itself is by Villain Codes. It's an LE of I think 40. Yeah, so this is called the chess series White Rook Hercules by Villain Codes, and it's an LE of 40. I don't know if you're gonna be able to read that or not. So, yeah, this pen is just way too pretty. It is absolutely my favorite. I mean, it's a good thickness. It's just, it's crazy how nice this pen is. Anyone that I've got, like the pens by JP and the Villain Codes, I'll put their links in the, or like their Instagram in the description. I follow a lot of pen makers on Instagram, so that's how I tend to run into a lot of these. So it's very much like I just happen upon some of these things. This one was just a happy accident and I regret nothing. It wasn't really all that expensive as far as I remember. I want to say it was in the $40–45 range, which is pretty typical for a fantasy pen. They're anywhere from, I mean, there are some super expensive ones, you know, in the 80s to $120, $140, but I want to say this was $45 or $55, which is mid-range for a fantasy pen. Those are all the pens that I've been collecting for the last couple months or so. I would have made the video sooner, but the Harry Potter pin was creating a bit of an issue because it just refused to be delivered. It kept going on its own side quests and then just hanging out at the post office. I couldn't really do anything. So anyway, you gotta let me know which pin's your favorite and what kind of pins do you collect. Do you collect fantasy and official pins? Just fantasy, just official? What characters and stuff do you collect? My main ones I've been focusing on are like Hercules, Hades. I say Hercules, but I include Megara in there too, and Pegasus, and then Hades is his own separate one, but I also include Pain and Panic in with him. So they're separated out because of villain and hero, right? Pluto and Philip, Prince Philip. Those are my three that I've been kind of focusing on right at the moment, because I've been trying to beef those up. My Hercules one's coming along quite nicely, to the point where I need to slow down because I need more pin boards before I can put, like, none of those Hercules pins fit on the board because I need more pin boards first. But yeah, let me know what pins do you collect, fantasy or not, what collections, Harry Potter, Disney, who in the Disney world do you collect, and then which ones out of those few were your favorite. Yeah, I think that's it. So be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!